Thank you so much for making us a part of your time this morning. Good morning. Welcome to the Morning News here on TV3. My name is Governor Sidiba. The headlines. Government pledges a renewed fight against illegal mining with the deployment of security personnel to deal with the menace. Parliament's two-day emergency recall ends with critics saying it was a waste of resources as the House passed only 1 out of 11 items listed for the recall. On your election command center, Nana Akosua-Sarpong Kuma elected flag bearer of the CPP, but a losing candidate is alleging vote buying as he rains curses on the party. Remember, the bulletin is also live on DSTV channel 279 and streaming live on Facebook at TV3 Ghana. Do join us there as well. The Ministry for Lands and Natural Resources is to hold an emergency meeting with the security forces over the growing Galamsey menace across the country, which has left many water bodies polluted. The Sector Minister Samuel Abujinapo says government will intensify the fight following accusations that the state leadership had slowed down on what has been described as a national security threat. He added that the security forces will be immediately deployed to areas affected by the Kanka and deal vigorously with the situation. The minister expressed conviction that the new moves by government will culminate in a total of remediation of the situation and restore the country's water and forest resources. He said there would be a complete soup where law enforcement agencies would be sent along the place to monitor the Galamsey action, especially around the central regional area. The Ghana Water Company Limited recently announced that it had been forced to ration water supply to part of Cape Coast, Winneba and Menkasim and parts of the western region due to activities of illegal mining on its water resources. We head to Parliament now, where there are concerns that the two-day sitting by legislators was a waste of time as the House could not work on 10 out of 11 items listed in the Majority Leader's request for the recall. Minority Leader Dr. Kezla Tuforsen described the recall as unnecessary. The Majority Leader Alexander Afenyomakin apologized for the inability of the House to complete the scheduled activities.
In the beginning, this recall was indeed needless, and this is evidently clear from the business we have transacted so far in this House. Mr. Speaker, I want to say that there was no way the business we've done so far should have warranted such a recall. Right, Honorable Speaker, as we speak, our country's democracy is at a crossroads. And it's important that the Electoral Commission takes steps to ensure that they will conduct a free, fair, credible, transparent elections. Mr. Speaker, we were recalled to tackle tax exemptions and loans. Right, Honorable Speaker, one of it has been approved. Mr. Speaker, our concern still remains with the tax exemptions. We strongly believe that these giveaways should be curtailed. We strongly believe that these giveaways of tax exemptions is unwarranted, Mr. Speaker, and we believe that at the time that the country is bleeding, Ghana should not be giving such giveaways to crony businesses.
Speaker, first, I would like to thank you for making yourself available to preside over our assembly.
You heard them say when they were talking about the Patriotic Party, you noticed they were not even talking about it.
My expectation was that
even addendum number 2, things
we will be able to transact the government business we had programmed to transact. Unfortunately, we have not been able to do as expected. I take responsibility and take full responsibility for this inability to transact all the essential government business.
Parliament has adopted the report of the Finance Committee on the financing agreement between the Government of Ghana and the International Development Association for the Energy Sector Recovery Program. The $250 million loan was adopted after debate on the floor of Parliament.
We met and we deliberated on the issues based on the referral, and we have a consensus agreement based on the further deliberation.
We have since been provided with the information. An explanation has been offered. We have engaged our honorable colleague, Honorable Muntaka, who had seen the 90 million and had raised concerns about it. And he's since been convinced that there was indeed no $90 million for consultancy. On the basis of that, we support our earlier decision on the matter.
They provided me with the detailed breakdown of how the 94 million got lumped up. Mr. Speaker, yes, I'm hoping and praying that the breakdown that has been provided will be used as a guide and be part of what we are proving, so that it's not just a sheet that has been provided to warrant approval, only to go back to doing something different. I still believe that the amount of money of about $10 million US, which is about 160 million Ghana cedis as consultancy, is still on the high, and the committee should keep an eye closely.
Say aye. Those against, say no. Honorable members, the ayes have it. The report is accordingly adopted by the House.
The Speaker of Parliament, Alban Babin, has directed 4 committees of Parliament to continue to engage stakeholders, including the people of Ada, in a matter relating to the Songo salt mining dispute. The Speaker says the earlier report by the committee was not satisfactory, as there continues to be conflict between the indigenes and Electrochem Ghana Limited.
The reports of the Joint Committee on Energy and Lands and Natural Resources on the Songo salt mining undertaken by Electrochem Ghana Limited was taken on the floor. The MP for Ada, Comfort Doyo Kujo, said there were disturbances in the constituency as a result of activities of Electrochem.
We are pleading with Electrochem to hold its peace so that we can save our shrines, cemeteries, some of the villages, so that we can define exactly what is to do in the area.
But heated argument ensued among some MPs over the matter.
We are leaders. We are not followers. And in leading, sometimes you have to take a very difficult decision to explain to your people that, look, because of this thing that's happening, that is what has happened in Robasi. That is what is happening in Kenya. That is what is happening in Bogoso. That is what is happening in Takwa. So, Ada cannot be an exclusion. The investor has come to this house and gotten its investment or the terms ratified by this house. We don't have any problem with Parliament ratifying it, but Parliament cannot ratify an agreement which goes and plays against the interest of the indigenous people and their livelihoods.
I have evidence on my phone where even this report was prepared before meetings of the committee ended.
The Speaker had to intervene and gave his directive.
The committees I have mentioned, please, this is a standing directive. Visit the area, the site, the people, and engage with them as leaders, not as combatants. The debate has been carried on as if you are part and parcel of the parties. You are not. You are to create the avenue for a peaceful settlement of this long-standing dispute.
Evelyn Tinkma, TV3 News, Parliament House.
In a related development, MP for Sege Christian Kole Otute welcomed the directive of the Speaker, but asked for more days to undertake their investigations due to the sensitivity of the matter and the vastness of the area.
a thorough work, and it's quite a big area. And if they have to visit the site, it's not a matter of a day's job. They may need to go on number of days. So if in case they can't finish it up, we will take it up in the next parliament. But of course, we want a permanent solution. And this is not going to be a 15-year, though the first concessional period is 15 years. But it can be renewed and to go on. So we must take our time to do a thorough work so that we will get a perfect peace and love for the people. Otherwise, there will be no progress. That's what that speaker said, which he said the will of the people must prevail.
The royal Jamong family of Bunkrugu Skin is appealing to the National House of Chiefs to fast-track resolution of a misunderstanding between the Jamong family and the Buba, who are currently occupying the Skin. Addressing a press conference in Accra, Regent of Royal Jamong family, Mark Musa, said the inability of the National House of Chiefs to bring finality to the matter is raising tension among the youth in the area.
The Royal Jamong family said they have, through their lawyers, received a letter from the National House of Chiefs dated 8 August 2024 for a final judgment hearing of the case on 28 August 2024. But upon reporting on the said dates, the hearing did not take place and with no official communication to them.
We are patient and waiting to see if within a week or two the National House of Chiefs will give us a date. All what he has said, they are rumors that we have heard from Abuba and people within the Bimoba land that he has gone to solve the problem and that the matter is no more coming. So we want the House to give us a date. This is what we are waiting on.
Meanwhile, the group is making a passionate appeal and caution to politicians to stay away from the matter. The group say they are well aware of the political pressure that is being exerted on National House of Chiefs regarding the case, but wants the matter fast-tracked. Kenanswa King is a youth leader.
We are calling on our highly esteemed chiefs and kings of the land, His Royal Majesty Otumfuo the Asante Hene, His Royal Majesty, the Yana, the Lion of Africa, His Royal Majesty, Yabunra, His Royal Majesty, Togba Afede, His Royal Majesty, Gamanche, and His Royal Majesty, Otihini, and all other chiefs to stand up these unscrupulous politicians who have no shame and moral decency and who do not fear God, to stop meddling in the affairs of our chieftaincy institution.
We focus on health now. The Ghana Health Service says the dengue fever outbreak is under control, with case count still under 200 despite the spread being detected in 8 out of 15 regions. The World Health Organization has meanwhile supported Ghana's response by providing 4,000 rapid diagnostic test kits.
They don't vote for you. They vote for something. They
You're still watching the morning news here on TV3 with me, Godwin Asidiwa. Welcome to your election command center. We begin from the camp of the PNC. The Convention People's Party, CPP, has elected Nana Frimpong Kuman as their 2024 flag bearer candidate with 763 votes against her opponent, Nana Frimpong, who garnered 586 votes. But flag bearer aspirant Nana Yao Frimpong refused to congratulate her, describing the election as not being free and fair. That's more.
The election held in all 16 regions ended at 3 p.m. The Electoral Commission, after the elections, declared Nana Frimpong Kuma as a flag bearer-elect with 763 votes against her opponent, Nana Frimpong.
Yao Anoche Frimpong had 586 votes, and Nana Frimpong Sapong Kuma had 763 votes. 11 votes were rejected. In view of this, I wish to declare Nana Frimpong Sapong Kuma as the elected flag bearer
In her victory speech, Nana Frimpong Kuma called for unity to ensure victory ahead of the 2024 general elections.
I believe that in a political party such as ours, it's one person would have to win. Yeah. And once one person has won, especially when it's so decisive, it only needs to have unity moving forward.
But her opponent refused to congratulate her, describing the election as not free and fair.
You lose fairly. It's so easy to congratulate the winner. If you are robbed by the referee, how can you congratulate the winner?
So you will not congratulate her?
You get it from the answer I've given to you.
He said the CPP will continue to record 0 votes in all general elections.
Certain people somewhere had felt that Lawyer Noche would be a very dangerous candidate on the ballot paper. And so everything should be done to ensure that Anoche would not come. CPP should continue to record zeros at the polling station.
This comes from Good TV3, Accra.
Flag bearer of the new Patriotic Party, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, has reiterated his burning desire to reform the public transport sector by replacing diesel and petrol-dependent vehicles with electric vehicles. Addressing party supporters as part of the resumption of his Greater Accra regional campaign tour, Dr. Bawumia said the reform has been necessary to reduce cost of transportation in the country.
That was the triumphant entry of the NPP flag bearer to the Okankwe South constituency. Accompanied by government officials and members of his campaign team, Dr. Bawumia fraternized with traders at the Kaneshi market and appealed for their votes after sharing aspects of his manifesto promises with them. He later addressed a rally of party supporters at the Kaneshi market, where he outlined details of his manifesto. He said an administration he seeks to lead in 2025 would scrap import duties on mobile phones.
It's on mobile phones, sir. See, no more import duty on mobile phones coming into Ghana. We go from China, mobile phone. No more import duty on mobile phone.
The delegation later engaged the electorate in a town hall meeting. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia said he is committed to revamp the public transport system to make transportation costs cheaper for all.
Transport prices also go away because of two things. Fuel is highly priced. Spare parts, highly priced. Electric vehicles, no need for fuel, no need for spare parts. Before the end of this year, the new electric vehicles no air back.
On education, the NPP flag bearer said government has completed the distribution of laptops to all teachers in the country.
From kindergarten teachers to senior high school students, and there were laptops. We completed the distribution. No other country in Africa has done that.
In the Okankwe Central constituency, the campaign team was received by MP of the area, Patrick Yaobuama, chiefs and religious leaders at Edeba. Dr. Bawumia announced that his government in 2025 will introduce Buy Ghana First policy, backed by legislation to compel the citizens to minimize importation of foreign goods that can be found in Ghana. The team crowned the day's campaign tour in the Okankwe North constituency with a mega rally at La Paz. Stanley Nidlewu, TV3 News, La Paz.
Now to the NDC, as the battle of policies and records takes center stage in the run-up to the December polls, John Dramani Mahama is taking on the governing New Patriotic Party, questioning their record in the provision of social interventions in the Bono East region. Despite being given the regional status and producing a substantial amount of food for the country, the NDC is questioning any tangibles the people can be identified with. Kamala Kluche has been following this report on day 3 of John Dramani Mahama's Bono East regional tour.
There's a deliberate attempt by the NDC to thwart the fortunes of the MPP in any effort having a base in the Bono East region. An increased effort by John Mahama vigorously campaigning to offer hope and galvanize the base of the party. Senate East and West, Atebubu are maintained, and all other constituencies will fall green, John Mahama has intimated.
You have low voltage here because the whole of the eastern corridor from Atebubu through Yeji all the way to Bimbila, Yendi, all that place has low voltage because all the substations are in the center. There are no substations on the eastern part. And so it's something that we have taken note of. When NDC comes, we're going to put substations on the eastern corridor so that it will raise your voltage and make your electricity more stable.
In instances where there are challenges, he tasked party executives to solve it.
I'm proud of the relationship that exists between the NDC and Atebubu. We have solved all our differences, and I'm very confident that come December 7th, Atebubu will rise for the NDC.
But in wrapping up day 3, John Mahama says green will sweep the country in December. Kamala Kluche, TV3 News, Atebubu.
From the Bono East region, we bring the bulletin to an end here. For more news updates, kindly log on to 3news.com. My name is Godwin Asidiva. See you soon. Bye.